right, hello, hello. There we go. All right. What you got? He's putting stuff. I have a hoodie on. He's putting stuff in my pocket. I'm like, why do I have all these toys in my pocket? All right. So, good morning today. It is the 26th, man. I can't believe this month is almost over already. What? What do you want? What you want, huh? What you want? Um. All right. We just got all our data in. Durable goods, advanced GDP. All of it looked great. The adjustments came in as expected. All of it came in higher. The GDP came in higher. The advanced GDP price index, which we talked about yesterday, is the price of goods and services included inside of the GDP. Not only was there an adjustment up to 4.4, but another increase of 3.5%. Yes, the 3.5 is lower than 4.4, but if you add 4.4 and 3.5, we're still moving in a direction that we do not want. And again, with the market and everything claiming that, victory is here, right? The Fed's going to stop because everything is good. Really, prices are continuing to rise. So, yeah. Anyway, durable goods also up big. Now, there was a little bit of adjustment. It wasn't as bad as they originally assumed last time. And then again, instead of being 2.4, it was over double at 5.6. So again, on a monthly basis, great durable good orders. Unemployment claims also down. So doesn't seem to be too many problems right now. Again, if the Fed continues to raise, we know that the, economic data there, they all look good. People buying things for durable good orders, awesome. But the fact that the GDP price index, the one inflation gauge up there, is going up still shows that the work is not done yet, right? They need to keep going, which again, all falls in line with what the Fed said that they were going to do. Now, I love this. I think that this is awesome. You got to love this. This is the market, right? Durable good orders jumped, but it's not as good as it looks, right? They always got to throw that in there, right? Fair balance, right? Fair balance, right? Because of Boeing, right? But business investment is weak again. Another side of the corroding U.S. economy. If transportation is set aside, I love this. Well, if we set this aside, if we slice and dice it, guys, it looks horrible, right? I love it. If we take just that one subset right there, guys, it looks like you can see that it's really, really bad. It's like, come on. You got to take it as a whole, right? Because you're taking inflation as a whole. Like, oh my God, it's looking great. It's looking good, right? When you look at the core numbers, right? The core numbers are what matters. They're all going up. So I love that one. Gotta love the market, right? Now, I know it was good, but come on, guys. We really want this narrative to be out there. So, and I guess Yellen is touting, and it's not even a color, deeper ties with South Africa to boost trade. Didn't realize we had huge trade with South Africa, but maybe we do. Yeah. Okay. Look at this. Biden to attack House Republicans in economic speech. Here's my shock face. Of course he's going to attack House Republicans. Of course. Of course. Here, you want this? Just like if it was Trump to attack House Democrats, right? That's how it always works. Yeah. Central Bank, ECB, it'll stay its course on rate hikes. Look at that. My concern, her concerning look, right? She's repeatedly used. We're staying the course. Stay in the course. He's going to use a speech at the Steamfitters Union Hall on Thursday to launch an attack on Republicans who control. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that many steamfitters, right? The only steamfitter I guess I know. Are they steamfitters? I guess they're not steamfitters. I guess they're welders. The welders unions. I know a couple guys that are in the welders unions out here in Maryland. They hate Biden. None of them like him. So it is funny. Steamfitters. I don't know. Maybe steamfitters vote Democrat. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know how that works. Anyway, we got new home sales, 610,000 is what they're expecting to come in. We'll see if we'll see if that's it's less than before. Hopefully it's still there. Again, the one thing that's weird about new home sales, it is absolutely without a doubt a regional thing, right? What do you have in your hair? It's definitely based off where you live, right? Like, you guys know, obviously, I live in Maryland, right? For us, because we have the government here, like, we didn't really have we had the same housing bubble, but we didn't have the same boom, right? There was a level of insulation because people are always going to DC, moving here, moving out of here. between military and government or wanting to get into the government and that kind of stuff. We always have, there's always a market here. So we never really had a crash. So although I think this is important, what are you doing? Why are you breaking everything? I don't understand why you got to break everything. Um, the 610 is not great, but we'll see how far it can actually go down. I don't know that after everything else we've seen this today, if this is going to necessarily be a big market mover. Going into tomorrow on Friday. So core PEC price index. It was 0.2 last time. Looks like it's going a little bit higher. They're already forecasting a 0.3, which again, if the market is right and the Fed can stop raising interest rates now, we're holding, we're doing everything we can, we're done, we don't need to raise anymore. Why is the core number still going? Right? And again, I have yet to see anything negative, right? They were big numbers, right? And they're slowing down, but now we're starting to accelerate again. That's not what you want to see, right? We want to see more of these, right? That means that it's what they have is working. Stop. There we go. So, yeah, Mr. Bud Buds is on Daddy's last nerve. So, Daddy has had him 2 days in a row now at night. So, Daddy's on, I don't know. I guess actually last night was not horrible. I can't lie. It was not horrible. The night before was maybe 3 hours of sleep. Last night was probably maybe like 4.5, maybe. Better. Here, take it and go on the floor. Go. Mommy's tired of breastfeeding. And Buddy is not ready to give up breastfeeding. So there's a little bit of a battle at nighttime. So yeah. So Daddy needed to step in, and now Daddy's taking care of Buddy at night. So yeah. Anyway, core PCE, very, very big release. It's going to really kind of dictate what happens on Friday. Pending home sales already expect to be negative. Consumer sentiment showing not really, not much move at all. But again, this core PCE is the preferred method to be able to determine whether or not, what's going on with inflation, right? And again, with today's numbers, again, already predicting this is going to be a little bit higher than expected, right? So yeah. Here we go. The EU is considers capping Russian diesel at $100 ahead of the import ban. Right. Considering, we're going to consider. I love when they do those things. Lovely. So yeah, 24 hours. We got a lot of movement coming through. Now, looking at the last 24 hours, what's happened? 5 is really not a whole lot in the euro dollar. You're seeing it kind of trick back again. 61 for this pair, not much. Dollar yen, 32. It was much flatter than that, so it's not the worst that it could potentially be, right? There are definitely worse things out there as far as movement in a day goes. Dollar Swiss down 30. It's all right. I mean, it's very small for a day on that one. Dollar CAD down 20. And again, very, very tiny on that one. Aussie dollar 40. It could have been much, much worse. Euro pound down 39. Now, this one was a trade setup that we talked about yesterday. It did. It came back. It grabbed it. It triggered, and it went. Based off the risk that we had on there, this was not like a 60 pip move or anything like that. But it is definitely moving right now. And the trade that we set up yesterday during chart school is finished now. And then pound yen 114, most respectable one on the board. We tend to see that one move the most. And again, not really getting a lot of help from the yen there. This one is, again, the pound strength is continuing to step in here. And again, we see the pound strength in the euro pound as well as the pound yen a little bit. What are you doing? A little bit in the pound dollar. All right. So let's go over to charts. We will start off with the VIX. Now, we had a little bit of a hiccup in the VIX there. Just picked up a little bit. And now that all the data is out, it probably starts to tick up a little bit but stop. Getting ready for tomorrow morning, right? There's no real major data today. There'll be some headlines. There'll be obviously Biden speaking. We should see it tick up a little bit because tomorrow is really a big deal as far as the Fed's concerned. Everybody can talk about CPI numbers and how great CPI is, but that's not really what the Fed from even the beginning has talked about looking at. So again, where we are right now, if it was a buy and sell scenario, we would say, hey, listen, there's some buyers down here, but that's not really how the VIX works. A lot of it depends on the indices. And overall, here's the thing. Overall, looking at today's data, this is great, right? GDP is better than expected. You don't like to see this one. Durable goods orders, that's great. That's going to go into earnings. Unemployment claims, all this is really technically great data, right? I mean, this is really, really good. It just right now, good is bad and bad is good is kind of the range that we're in right now. Unfortunately, that's what it is. Now the dollar, you can see the dollar again between 102 and what 101.50 we talked about yesterday morning. You can see we shot it up, right? For news, it kind of went over and came all the way back down again, and then came back up, and it's exactly where it was. So it doesn't seem like the market was very surprised, right? The market was not super surprised. As far as what could have happened, right? Um, Overall, I would say this technically should be a good like dollar strength type release. But the thing is, the Fed's already told you what they're going to do, right? So it just goes in line with what the Fed has already said, what the Fed has already seen. Um, Again, kind of going back to the whole, wow, does the Fed actually know what they're doing, right? Question that a lot of people are not sure about. So again, right now, I think 102 is going to definitely be a big area, and I think this 101.50. I think that's kind of the bracket back and forth. If I had to pick a direction right now, I would say that it does technically belong up. I think, not that the Fed has changed anything, but I feel like the market has to get the fact that, like, listen, the Fed said this is what they're going to do. Here's the data justifying exactly what the Fed said. It's going in line with what they're seeing. Sometimes the market has looked at the news and be like, nah, I'm just going to ignore that one. It's kind of hard to ignore it when, again, it's coming out exactly how the Fed said it was going to, and what they're seeing and what they want to prevent. So overall, if this would be more of the market kind of just acknowledging what they did. Now, indices are all up just a little bit. NQ's up pretty good, 1.2%. ESYM Russell, all up like a little bit right now. With the data that we have tomorrow, whoa, you're going to hurt yourself. Stop. I would say overall, based off of what we're seeing, if the market prepares for it, I wouldn't necessarily be surprised if we do turn red today. Yesterday we had that big reversal at 10:30. Nope, we're not touching Daddy's phone. You broke that already. Here, this is fun. Here, why don't you play with this? This is fun. This is fun. Would not be surprised if they all turn into the red today. Just because, like I said, that PCE number, seeing it tick up, people are like, "Holy crap, it's going up again!" I thought this was over, and it's not. So we should see that. Tesla up huge right now. You can see like Tesla is. This is probably the reason why we got some of the big moving in the indices that we do. This is quite a jump, 9.4% in Tesla, right? This is the biggest move Tesla's had in I don't even know, like such a long time. I mean, 2 days in a row, just not only a gap up, but then it continued pushing. It's even pulling back right now from that 160, and it's still up 9.5%. So again, great day for Tesla, and that's again dominating some of the headlines out there. We got oil up, natural gas down big. Told you guys yesterday, I didn't think that 320 or that the 3 would hold. We were so close. We got down to like 310 or 306 or something like that. Yesterday, 305. I was like, I think this is it. I think we're going. I think now is the time. It's so close. It should get sucked in and drag it lower. And it did. We're down at 284. Back to like what's considered almost basically normal pricing, right? Almost. It's almost. I'm not going to go super crazy, but we're under $3. That's awesome. I mean, to think we were up at 10, right? It's awesome. Gold in the red. Silver in the red, right? Silver was definitely a little bit choppier. It was actually in the green for a bit, and now it's accelerating back down again. But we talked yesterday about, again, anything was positive. Look to short both these, and they are both there. 1931 on gold, which is awesome. Aussie dollar. Now, you look at this one and you say, I don't see a lot of movement in this one. And you would be 100% correct. Now, we're already very, very high on the curve. But the problem is, whenever you see a zone like this, right, for news trades to work and exist, right, you still need to have like a catalyst, right? But you still need to have sellers or buyers in an area to do things with. No, we're not going to play on the desk. Sorry, it's not happening. Go. Here, have some mail. Here, you want some mail? You can pay some bills. Here. Here, take this. You can pay some bills. Here, pay some of these bills. Pay these bills. Here. You want the color? Oops. Hold on one second. Here, you want the color? Yeah, you do it. Here, Bubba, you do it. Here. There you go. The problem is it hit this area so many times there really wasn't a lot of sellers left here for news. Now you are seeing it roll back down again, but what I'm talking about in particular is this spike down, this spike up. The problem was again, if this was a fresh level and it looked like something like that had never been here, then it would have been a great news trade. Problem is when you have something like this where it's hit it, it hit it, it hit it, it hit it, it hit it. What sellers are really left there, right? Remember, news doesn't change the trajectory of a move. All it does is act as a catalyst to drive it where it would have went anyway. And again, overall, it is definitely dollar-based positive news. So we should start to see this roll back down again. But unfortunately, as far as taking it for news, there just wasn't really a setup in here that really made a lot of sense, right? Um, yeah, I mean, looking at it, it's like, oh, what do we do with this, right? Um, hold on one sec. So I would say that I would expect this to roll back down again. We could extend this just a little bit if you wanted to get a better look at it. I think we're at the 23 right now. This level here, I definitely think this is going to cause some problems. If you are short, there's going to be a profit target right there. There is a little bit of a Harry Potter. So again, we may be able to kind of jump on this tomorrow morning as this pushes down. And again, maybe we see the base at this level and that's what it bounces off of. Maybe it's coming in here. We already talked about another Harry Potter here, right? But the problem is we are sitting 75 pips from that. Can it move 75 pips from now till tomorrow morning? Sure, it could. And that would absolutely be a dollar week based trade. But we are a little bit far, and there is another opportunity we can take advantage of here. So the way that I'm looking at it right now is I like to see this kind of grind its way down. Get rid of all this junk in here. There's just too much whipsaw back and forth on there. Maybe that's the new top. Don't really like the candle up there, so I'm not really looking for that one. We know we got stuff quite a bit, a little bit higher than that one. So for right now, I'm really looking for shorts in either of these two levels, right? And again, this is a tentative short. I got to see where it bases, where it looks like where the pullback is coming from. And that'll determine. Butts. What? What? Are you tired already? Come on, you slept so much last night. Oh, come here. Come here. Oh, you gonna fall asleep in my arms again? Yeah. Ugh. Debbie, you'll love it. He's really cute right now. He's doing like the panda hold, where like he's got his like hand, like he's sitting like sideways and like holding me. He looks like a little koala bear, not a panda, koala bear, like a koala baby. I guess he's tired or bored. I don't know. I don't know which one it is, but he actually slept a lot last night. Anyway, look for the drop shorts out of 70.62 and 70.31. Aussie yen. All right, so Aussie yen. Also, very similar. We're kind of sitting up here. We kind of peaked up a little bit. Again, this 830, you got a little bit of a yen bounce. Right now, the things to look at this one is yesterday, here was that 1030 reversal. There's your 1030 candle, the green one that came off this level. And all it did was it grabbed the confirmed spot here. We talked about the 23. We talked about the confirmed level. It came down. It hit it right at the 1030. And then really is kind of going back up again. And kind of tracking this one, you see that, here's the 3 o'clock candle. They kind of drove it up, and now we're at that same 1030 time frame. I would say I kind of feel the same thing. I feel like this is the top that we're looking to put in. I like how we had the descending candles. We had one wick higher, and then the next one was a little bit lower. We got a red. We don't have a confirmation yet of a change, but I do kind of like this one to kind of tear back down again. I don't know if it'll be more Aussie or more yen on this one. Probably more Aussie if the Aussie dollar goes down. But you are getting obviously some assistance in this one from the yen also. So right now, I would say downside target for me would be sitting probably right here, this 91.47. Again, it's a level we talked about yesterday. Again, finding these confirmations are so important. I mean, this is just another example of it. I know I talk about it all the time, but we always have some new people coming in there. When I mean confirmation, we're looking for areas of supply or demand, but we're looking for at least a touch, right? Why a touch? It confirms that the analysis was correct, right? But at the same time, that's why when it's been touched 3 or 4 times, we also want nothing to do with it because it's confirmed that, hey, listen, they've been there 4 times, but they're not staying forever, right? And that's where we tend to see the breaks from. So, this is our really, I'd say a second, arguably maybe a third touch, but really it kind of just left and then exploded off of it. So we knew there were buyers, and again, nice little trade setup if you got it. But right now for the reversal, I think you look for a target at 91.47. Now, which one of these two zones we use is, again, makes the analysis a little bit harder, right? What you doing, buds? Buds, hold on. If you're going to sit like that, I have to move. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Oh, Daddy's got to be able to get to his coffee. We don't want Daddy with no coffee, right? We know what happens with that. Right? Um, sorry. Yeah. So if you're looking to take a top out of this one, maybe get a confirmation. It's got a pretty decent run to the downside. It's got about 100 pips to go. So if you're waiting for the confirmation, which you could do on this one, again, that's the old zone. What you could do with this is say, all right, listen, I know we got a top forming up here. Let's see if it pulls away and then pulls back up again, and then you can pull the trigger. You could probably drop it down to a 15. Yeah, you could do it on a 15 if you wanted based off those two candles. Um, Funny, where I drew it originally is exactly where the candle break was. Right. So yeah, you could look for a little pullback touch and then go if you really like to. But otherwise, again, if you are short, 91.47. Euro dollar. All right, so euro dollar. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Again, it's always kind of, confirmation level moves. It's funny, I think it doesn't. Because it's the same candle, sometimes it doesn't track. I was trying to say, I was like, it's not tracking. Anyway, you guys can see it. It touched. There's your 830 touch, right? You guys can see it's in the zone either way. There you go. All this is the confirmation touch, right? There's your confirmation touch before. We knew it was pretty decent. We knew we were up here, right? All it did was come down, touch, and I mean the reality of this one is technically it did it on both sides, right? There is the candle wick. Actually, I guess it missed on the top, so I lied. It only touched the bottom. It didn't touch the top. Overall, in agreement with this one continues to push to the downside, but there was a news trade in this one. The whipsaw back and forth was able to grab the confirmed level here higher. So this was not a bad one. 10 for 30, right? Small trade, nothing super crazy or anything. It's out now, but I do see it kind of continuing to drop. I think this is the one we talked about yesterday. Harry Potter wise, you got to be cautious with this one. There's a few levels in here. This area right here, I'd definitely be watching out. It's almost a level on top of a level, right there. Obviously, this is lower, lower, lower. So it looks like the next confirmation is really down here, right? So the problem with this is there's not a 1 to 3, but I would say if we do get a breakthrough, probably here, or if we get any type of a pullback in here, I think this one pushes down. How far is that? Are you clapping, buds? Do you like that one? Yeah. Now he's giving me the What, do you want to get down? I thought you were gonna fall asleep on me. Now you're gonna get down? Your daddy's buddy? There we go. Okay, you could lay like that too. That's fine. Yeah. So I like this one short. All the data justifies it. The PCE tomorrow also justifies it. I'm kind of good with this one either way. But again, if you got the news one, very simple one, 10 for 30. It's out right now, so there's not much we can really do. And as much as I love to say, oh my God, look at this, we reversed it. We didn't. It missed by just a little tiny bit. It's close though. It's close. Yeah. So break of 108.61. Look for this to come all the way down. Get yourself out before 108.35. Euro pound. So here's the trade we set up yesterday. We talked about having a profit target. We talked about two profit targets, actually. We said that 87.90 would be number one, and you can see it actually touched that and popped away and then slammed into it again and then went lower, and now it's trying to get a little bit lower again. It's running into the piece over here. So profit target one is hit. Profit target two has not been hit. And again, depending if you trailed, you may have taken yourself out of the second profit target as well. But very simple. I mean, again, we got to pull back at European session. It literally drove up in Asian session. European session open, grabbed that 88.14, and boom, all the way to the downside. Again, this was a smaller one. This was like an 8 for 25, 9 for 25ish, depending on where you place your original the setup on it. Yeah, I mean, all we were doing was take advantage of the racetrack here. So second one again has not been hit, but first one absolutely you can see. I'll remove this. You can see it went much lower than the 1 to 3 setup there. I'm sorry, that it's set for 2.89. There's 3.05, so you can see it's well past. Okay. Where we go with this now? So I still do like Euro pound short. We are very deep into this to be able to take this one any farther. I think this 87.79. You got to watch this level. This was a decent base here. It did pull back and grab a 50 and then launched itself higher. So That's something you always want to be a little bit cautious with. We have news tomorrow for them. Friday, let's see. It was dollar Swiss. 8, 6, 29, 19. Private loans, Spanish GDP, monetary supply, or money supply. Hmm. They're smaller releases. I was trying to see if we had something good. This may screw it up. Hmm. I'd like to see. At this point, I'm kind of thinking that the way this bottom is formed with the wicks here, I'm wondering if this starts to rally back up. Again, part of this is profit taking, but if we can get back up to that 88.14, I do really like the reaction off of it. There is a zone that I can draw it from too. Um, What we got the run? Oh, it's only like 15, 20 pips. I'd like to see what I kind of got my Euro shoot my Euro cheerleading outfit on. I kind of want Euro to go back up again. I think there may be another short in this one. It's a very I love the reaction off of it. Yeah, I'd like to see this one reverse again. I like to see this one get up, right? No, we're not going to touch the keyboard with our feet. No, no, no. Here, with this. There you go. Boy loves lids. Yeah. So yesterday's trade is done. You're out. If I don't know if I don't have a crystal ball. If we can get back up to 88.14 again or 88.15, I think there could definitely be a case made. And look, see the 50 bisects that right through the middle, and there's a zone sitting there. So yeah, if we can get back up again, I absolutely think there could be a case made that you need to. There's another short in there. Again, nice little level here. Previous break confirmation. So we got a lot of things playing on that one. Yeah, it's not bad. I'm okay with that one. All right, you're again. All right, so you're again. Yesterday was the bottom. Now we weren't really the biggest fan of this one. You can see late last night it ended up using it. Right there's the bottom. It used it, kind of confirmed it right there, and then touched it. European session, kind of right here. Right, kind of took off, came back, pulled and grabbed it. So, the 830, yeah, the 830. Actually, the news grabbed it right off that level, the zone from the open. Problem with this one, we knew when we talked about it yesterday. Anything in either of these two, like they're both the same base, right? Anything above this, we knew we didn't really have a lot of data to analyze where it was going to stop. And again, went up, turned kind of at the 61, right? And then went back down, and then again punched through. Like, look, 50. What did it do for people that sold at 50? It went down, and like, yeah, I knew it. Stopped out. 61. Yeah. And again, they may have, that was a decent run. They may have gotten out, and then boom, blew right through the top and stopped all those people out, right? If they were going from like 61.8 down to 23.6, yeah, you got stopped out. If you went from the 61.8 to the 50, it's kind of a small run. People tend to do more than that. But again, no level for over here for us to really put risk in. So really, until we get back up top, we'll do it there. We don't really have a good strong area to turn off of. I don't know. Maybe if we can continue to, maybe this is just our impulse correction, and we can get another impulse up. 142.17 would be an area where I'd be looking at this to say, hey, maybe that's where we can turn and roll that one back down again, right? Maybe. Right? There are worse things out there, but we could trade on it. So, but that's about it right now. So I'm literally it's a turn. We're smack in the middle. We're kind of in the middle, no man's land. There's not much we can do with it right now. So 42.18. And again, we can mark the bottom level off. I mean, again, it did have a nice response off of it. This would be hit number 3. So not the ideal, right? Right. 1, 2. This would be number 3. Not as good as number 2, but still think it's a pretty good level. 140.90. So, but again, we're skirting down the middle. Pound yen. All right. Here's our pound yen trade. So, pound yen, we were talking about 124.33. Unfortunately, that's where the European Open went and grabbed it. We knew the big, again, you can see how it went right along 124. We knew that was going to be a problem, and it was, right? And yesterday we were like, oh, come on, just go just a little bit more. Get up there and tag that one. And it missed it by a little tiny bit. It missed it by by 1.8 pips. So not even 2 pips, right? Not even the spread we missed the entry by, right? And it rolled back down again. And it did what we kind of expected. We talked yesterday about it driving back down, in particular if it went high. It did pause. I would say from like the 5:30-ish time frame until the news came out, and really until after the news came out, it whipped a little. Here, I'll remove this so you can see kind of what it looks like. Definitely a bit of whip back and forth, as it should. Again, the whip down makes sense. And all it did was run into the area of buyers here, kind of went up again, and we're driving back down. So I'd like to see this one push all the way down. I don't think we really have much until 122.68. Again, there's a level here, and we mentioned it yesterday, but here's the problem. That's a huge risk level, right? Stop, Kip. Right? We're talking about like 25 pips. Look at the size of that wick, right? I mean, that's what it's bouncing off of, but we're not using it for anything. It's just too much. It's going to require too much. That was the entry, and again, it missed it by less than 2 pips. So less than the spread. I hate when it happens like that. You can see that's where the confirmation came in. They stepped in just before the confirmation. It's like, wah, wah, wah. You got to hate when that happens, but it does. I mean, that's the reality of trading. We talked about it and then missed it by less than 2 pips. So overall, again, I do expect this to roll back down again. The dollar news is good. I do think it prepares for tomorrow. Again, if this continues to roll back down, I think this could be a long trade for tomorrow. The reason why is because the market has it factored in. People see the PCE price and they're like, "Oh my God, they're going to raise it. They're going to raise the interest rate, right?" And then it does the exact opposite of what people are like. Wait, it's supposed to do this. Nah, it's supposed to do whatever it's supposed to do. It doesn't have to do anything. Again, remember, pre-market movement typically dictates the direction, not the news release. Okay. Pound yen. All right, so pound yen. We talked about this level yesterday, and you can see that that level did okay, right? You can see that we said, hey, listen, the reason we like this level is because, again, it really kind of gave us a little sideways move in here. It was bracketed between the 50 and the 61.8. And you can see at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it hit, and it triggered at the 50. And what did it do? It went all the way down to the 23.6, which is what you would expect it to do. And then it rallied back up again, kind of went through, stopped everybody out on this, stopped the 61.8ers, came up 78.6, and it's pushing forward. Now, if I extend this across, you can see it is kind of all in more of a short area right now. But again, the risk on it right now is a little bit more, a little bit more challenging, right? We've been up here a few times. There was good movement. It is pulling back right now. All the yen pairs are extremely high in the curve. So you're seeing what we're supposed to see. And again, if you were able to grab this one yesterday, this is this was a decent mover. About 60 pips out of that one. And again, it started really at like, I don't know, 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and it ended at midnight. So really, I mean, when you talk about out of normal hours, it doesn't get much better than that, right? Yeah, buds. So yeah, not horrible. I think this one pulls back down. I think 160 is the ultimate target. We're about 112 pips from it right now. If we can get the yen strength finally to kick back in again and again, we're seeing it really high on the Aussie yen, Euro yen, pound yen, even dollar yen. When it comes back in, I think the target is 160. I think that's the median point right now with it. Question is this going to be the area? I don't know. We got some basing below here as well. So, and not to throw another log on the fire. Yes, the 23 was right there, but it was also messing with not only the 23, but the 160 at the same point. It came down to 160.01, right? 01. So it missed the 160. Actually, 014. So, the spread on this one right now is fluctuating between 3 and 3.6, right? In the last 5 seconds. Looks like 3, 3.3, 3, 2.8, 3, 2.9, 3, 3.1, 3.2. It missed it by 1.4. So less than the spread, it tagged the 160. That's how big the 160 mark is for this pair. All right. So again, target right now to the downside. Again, we need some yen strength. We need some yen help. But if you grab this one from yesterday, you got yourself 60 pips. Good job. Good job. I guess we could technically draw it this way. Oh, there is one there. All right. We should probably draw it. Right. 160.44. Let's see what this one. And again, I don't know what this is going to look like on the top side. Let's see. 16 pips risk. I can get into that. 1 to 3 is right there. It's not bad. Eh, not horrible. Right. And again, it's basically the same trade setup as yesterday, just in the other direction, right? The one yesterday was taking the 50 down. Now the most recent push we're in right now, there's a 50 and there's a level of basing sitting right there, which again, impulse, correction, move sideways, and nice strong impulse out of it. Should I get it adjusted exactly? Um, yeah, 18 pips worth of risk. And the boy's out or fading. He's got his head in a weird position sideways. He's like staring at the wall with his eyes open. So obviously, Bubba is going to sleep at 10 o'clock this morning. Great. Gotta love early nap time. Dollar CAD. Yeah. So we've been talking about 133 forever. 133.034. So, yeah. Again, you may look at this one and say, wait a second, why did this go down? Right? Why did this go down before it went up? For a couple different reasons. Um, so right now, again, with it pushing back down again, he was passing out, and then my phone decided to ring. Right. Obviously, all the news out there was great. More people are driving and demand's there. People are buying things. Earnings look great. Wasn't as bad. Again, that shows, again, I would say, if anything, it was more of an oil play. Oil was punching higher, and that's why we saw the weakness go down. But then the reality is, again, this is strong for the US dollar, right? Once the oil and the news is factored out, because everybody knew it was strong for the dollar, hence it's a dollar short, went down, found a big level, and then took off. So, good thing is, again, this level, we knew we weren't going to do much with it because it had hit 4 times already. That wasn't there. This other level down here, we were really hoping this would be a good one. But again, it was so close to 133. Question is, when we're here at news time, it's not there for a long. It's there more for a short than anything else. It's just in the way. And as big as that news was, it did finally go through that level. So let's clean a lot of this up. Doesn't give me a good bottom on that one. There we go. Look at the hiccup right there. Huh. Let's see here. 11 pips risk. I like that. There we go. Hmm. I like that one. That's not bad. And all this is taking advantage of a 61.8. We do have a basing level there, a drop sideways, drop back down again, base pull up, and it retested that same level and then took off at 8:30. That was kind of a news catalyst. Let's throw some numbers on that one. 133.79, 133.44. And all that is using fibs that kind of help find it a little bit. But again, nice base, and there was a confirmation of that base. So that base, again, gets a kind of an extra bonus point, right? Gives us a little bonus point there. It's not bad. All right, dollar Swiss. Here we go. So, dollar Swiss. I'm happy with this one. I like this. I was kind of getting nervous here. We were sitting right above this before news. I was like, oh, God, it's going to mess up this trade. I love the fact that it drove it right into the top of it at 9 o'clock, and then it took off higher as it should. Again, every hit of this zone is better, right? The reason why is because every time it hits it, that means there's less and less of a chance that they're going to be there the next time. So again, we talked about coming through 9150s being a trigger for us. We did have that alert set, and I don't know why the alert didn't trigger. It says it's live still, but the price obviously did go below it. Did that one go? No, it gave us the Swiss, but it didn't give us this one. Oh, it did. It did. Sorry, it's still valid. I was like, wait a second, what? Oh no, that's not. Oh, it didn't. Hmm. 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 It's set for crossing. Hmm. Don't know. It's all right. I'm happy they pulled away. I'm glad that the alert's still live because the next time, there's your one, there's your two. I mean, again, we're counting, we're ignoring this one, but there's your one, there's your two, there's your three. Now we're in the four territory, and you guys, four territory is really what we're looking for Harry Potter's. So it's set up now. We're ready to go. 91.50 is where we're looking to push through. Dollar yen. All right, so we were hoping for dollar yen to pull down before it rallied higher, but I said, hey, listen, watch the European market. We'll see where this one goes. It did kind of bounce. And again, this 129.22, right? Europeans kind of sent this up, but then that 530 reversal pushed it down. It's like, oh, it's going to go up. We were looking for the opposite. Instead of this drive up, we were looking for the drive down before it took off. But again, it gave us this. It just did it from here to here, right? It did it from there to there instead of doing it from here to here. Okay. So same trade. Unfortunately, it just didn't come all the way down to where we wanted it to. So let's delete a lot of these just to make it a little bit more clean. Mm, see, 1, 2, 3, 4. It broke. We don't need it anymore. There's the 130. Uh, that level turn, but we got 1, 2, 3. Let's pull that. Um, that's what we're running into right now. Yeah, it's probably too late to get in this one. Yeah, I see, buds. So I was curious. So yeah, so the reason I drew fibs on this one, right? Very easy, kind of high to low, right? More recent than kind of this bigger push. Um, 61.8 is definitely a powerful level. A lot of people look at that one more so than the 50, right? That's considered one of the major levels. There is obviously basing there and a push off, right? And again, impulse correction, right? And kind of an impulse that's kind of reversed on us. This is a decent level. And again, we're talking about, it's 1018 now. This is when reversals happen on those candles. It's already a little bit deep, so I think it's too late now. This one actually, it looks like this one went early at 10. It's 22 pips. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. All it does is go back to the base of the morning. Um, it's not a bad setup. The 130 will kind of give this one a little bit of a hiccup, but that's not a bad trade either. Yeah, not a bad trade. And you're probably at a 1-to-1 right now. Yeah, it's basically at a 1-to-1 right now. So you'd be moving your stop loss to break even, right? It's not a bad trade. Yeah, unfortunately, it's a little bit late to get in. You don't want to jump into this one, you know, 25 pips deep into profit. It's not the ideal situation. So, yeah, again, my opinion on the dollar yen, it's the same thing we're seeing in all the yen based pairs. We need the yen to really start giving us a little bit of a help right now. They'll be profit taking. It is very, very high in the curve. If any of the pairs could go higher, again, it is kind of the dollar yen, but remember, the dollar yen is really, truly a proxy. It's not as much of a dollar strength based position because a lot of times what we see with the dollar strength also affects the overall markets and the Dow in particular, which is what the proxy is for this one. Um, so it's not as clean of a dollar strength based pair, right? Because there's a lot of other factors that are contributing versus something like the euro dollar, the pound dollar, or like Aussie, or even the dollar Swiss, right? Dollar CAD also a little bit more challenging because good economy, oil prices go up, it becomes a strong versus us versus the European Union. You want to get down? That's what I thought. That was our new thing last night. He started to get like kind of whiny last night. I was like, "You want to go to your bed or you want to stay in daddy's bed? Which one?" And then he would just lay his head back down again. I was like, "Yes, he can understand me." So yeah, I know you're bored and you're probably a little bit hungry. All right, let's look at crude oil. So How about that for crude oil turning? And again, there was an area there. This was absolutely an area. Again, I don't like this the 786. It's not something that I'm into. You want to get down? Come on, get down. If you want to scream in the microphone, you can get down. Nobody wants to hear you screaming. You can go back to sleep. You want to go back to sleep? Here, here. Boom, boom. There you go. So Europeans, here's the European Open. Really sent this thing straight up, and then we hit the U.S. market. Here, this is there's your 3 o'clock. There's your 9:30. So it literally went straight up in the European market, and now it's going straight down, pulling right back again with that profit taking. So again, could you have traded this off the 78? Yeah, you could have. I don't like personally the 786. It doesn't mean people don't like it and it doesn't work. Um, for me, I just find that it's a lot more random. Sometimes it works great. Like this one, you're like, this is exactly why we should trade the 786. Now, again, too, remember, I'm not a Texas guy, right? James likes the 786, and James does trade the 786. It's not for me. I don't use it, but you could have absolutely look a one candle base, strong push away. You're looking at that level anyway, coinciding with the 786. Bam, there you go. Um, your trade is probably even out at this point. Let's see. Yeah, there's your 1 to 3. So the trade is absolutely out because it went all the way down to here, right? Huge wick all the way back down to the $80 mark. So I think what's interesting about this one is, again, I expect a lot of whip. Now that we've cleared all the way down and cleared all the way back up again, right? Right? The fact that we've been all the way down to here at this point, we tagged the 78, so I don't need it anymore. What? No, you cannot have that. Those are pliers. No. Here, you take this. You can have this one. There's nothing in there that can hurt you, but that other one that'll hurt you, buds. I wish this was cleaner here. Yeah, it's funny, huh? I know that's what. Yeah, haha. What is that price tag? I think we're probably coming down there. I think it probably comes down that far. Reason why is because 80.25. The problem with this $80 mark is the second it breaks through 80, which is standing right here, right? Everybody's like, oh, that's it. Broke the 80. Got to go short again, right? Got to go short. Storage is coming out. New home sales came in. Yeah, they adjusted it and went up just a little bit. So like, not really. Hmm. Yeah, I would say this one probably comes back down in the 80 range. The trade's over. There's nothing. Right, you're literally smack right in the middle of the range right now, and it's already cleared all the way down. So there's nothing in close proximity to be able to take this one. You want to get down? Nope, you cannot have coffee again. That's definitely something we don't want to do. Right? That would be bad. Yeah, not much more we can do with this one. Sorry, guys. Like I said, the trade just finished and it's out, and we're cleared all the way down. We need to go $2 at the downside, right? I think it probably grinds down there for tomorrow. Natural gas. There we go. I told you. Look, here it was. We got down to 305 yesterday. I'm like, man, it's going to act as a magnet. It's going to suck it down, and it did. It tried to get away, came back and sucked it in, and then look at this right here. We broke the 3. Look at this. Strong. Fight, 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 fight. Boom, it collapsed, and now it's going back down lower. So I love it. I think it's great. I think this one continues to move just a little bit more. I'm looking right now. We had this one before. Let's see. Where did we have? Right. So this is a 4 hour, just so you guys wonder, if in case you're wondering. It's quite large. We're down here. This is the test. This last drop back down again. That's what we're playing with. So let's see here. A little bit of racetrack. Pull these off again. 4 hour chart. So this is going to be huge. We got decent buyers in there. Let me see. Can I see this on a 2 hour? Is that where it was? exactly sure. I drew the area and I was like, oh, I want to kind of refine that area, but now I can't find the area. I don't know, maybe it was that. It had to have been that. Yeah, look, there's one at one. Look at this one right here. Yep. 280 to 278. So we got one bump and then a drop. So, and again, this is a 2 hour chart. So, it's been a long time since this price. Bum, 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 bum. Look at that. It's been a long time, but there's obviously some orders still sitting there. Mhm. Look, hit. Love it. Keep hitting it. Keep hitting that area. There you go. 278 too. What's that? What's he doing? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can play with that. Yeah, all right. So again, if we come through 278, look for 276. Again, natural gas, again, a little bit different. Not as many numbers. You're like, oh, it's only a few cents. Yep, it is. It's definitely different. But yeah, so again, this was formed from a 2 hour dropping it. I'm sorry, a 4 hour dropping it down to a 2 hour. We dropped it here just to kind of put some numbers on it. I love the fact that we've hit it once. We hit it again. I think this grind continues for today. I knew 3 was going to be a big mark, and again, we saw the battle here at 3. Looks like it's finally getting back to where it needs to be. Gold. All right, so there's gold. So we talked about gold. Um, Same thing. Look at this. They went up. The Europeans, it got stacked high for the Europeans, and then boom, the Europeans are the ones that are going crazy here. So let's remove this so we can get a little bit clearer of an image and see what happened during that time frame. Yeah, Europeans flatlined it there and then just continue to push lower. So yeah, there's the European session. That's been the European market till now. So, yeah, we talked about getting short. Unfortunately, the Europeans took it short a little bit early. There was a little bit of a pop back up again. It was at a zone. You could have taken it. It was all right. Um, right. Impulse correction. Got to use the candle here. That's what it will look like. Right. I did not trade this one. Look at that. Bring it right back down to the lows. That was a decent trade too. Didn't take very long. Yeah, I didn't even see this one. This was not one of the ones I looked at before I had to take Jen and Melissa to work. Could have though. Look at this. Look how much time it spent there. There's your 8:30, and then boom, grabbing out very quickly. So yeah, I didn't get this one, but if you guys did, good trade on that one. Um, yeah, I think this one, I think it probably deteriorates. I think it probably comes down to this 124 to 120 range. Messes with these buyers down here today. Um, Same thinking as of yesterday. So again, this trade is over. There's nothing we can really do about it now. If you got it, awesome job. Good for you. I think right now what we need to do is look at the core PCE. It's going to be a much bigger trade than it was today. We can go into Friday, and we'll start from here. And we're going to mark the 8:30. It is 8:30 tomorrow, right? Tomorrow, yeah, 8:30. Big question is, what do we do from here to here tomorrow? You're right. I know that probably hurt. Yeah, that's what happens when you're short. Yeah, you're okay. It's just a toy. You just, yeah. He was trying to get up on an ottoman, and there was one of the girls like dollhouses, like basically it's a piece of furniture. He just went like face first into it, like so he's totally fine. It was just more like here, come on, here, there's a hat. You're okay. Yeah, just a little scared than anything else. Bye, buds. Enough. Come here. Come here. Nobody- Here. Here, here. Want this? What's this? You're fine. Come on, stop. You're almost done. We're almost done. All right. So tomorrow. Hold on. All right. Tomorrow it's the same setup as it is today. Look for the European session to see if we have the same type of play on this one. It may actually be a zone setup just like this was at the open. And again, typically we see the pullback we didn't hear. The pullback came in about 15, 30 minutes before the news came out, looking for that pop. And again, you can see where it went. But I think it grinds lower today. Nothing you can do with it right now. No trade setups. Silver, look at that. 6:30, 7:30. 8:30 was actually here. So this is just an example of a trap. Europeans, let's see. Europeans set it here. Yeah, they set it low. He's the most destructive baby ever. No, Kip. Come on, buddy. Stop. Almost done, buds. So yeah. Here. Here, take this. Take that. I'm gonna pull that off. It ended up using these levels, not this touch here. Again, when we originally drew this, this was an old level here. This was not the current level. Um, that was probably the last unbroken, and that's what you can see touched. I'm gonna mark this one off the same way we did the other one. Let's see what happens during that time frame between there and there. We should have a hard time with 24. I'm curious to see. And again, remember, this was not a zone we were really looking to take it off of. It's been there before, but it pushed it deep. The zone was actually that much, so not what we're looking for. The original zone drawn was just to show the basing. So yeah, this. If you took this one, great. It was really aggressive. This is very dangerous, right? 2, 3. I like the bars in there though. Yeah, they're a little bit ahead, so they're not super concerned with that. But I kind of like the base here, right? That could be one too. If we can drive down to this level, it may not be bad. It's a decent touch there with a nice push off. What price tag is that? 23.34. It's not a bad one either. Hmm. Yeah, I think right now gold was a clean setup today. I'd like to see what silver does from now till news time tomorrow. I think this European session will be really important. If you're able to wake up and be there for like the 7:30 to 8 o'clock window, you should be able to trade that one. It's not bad. Looking at indices, VIX creeping up just a little bit, not too much. Dollar obviously grinding back up to that 102 we talked about. It is a strong dollar sign. Maybe the market's finally acknowledging it. Overall, let's see what we got here. This is quite choppy. Now the 915 is up. So, yeah, unfortunately, because where we are right now, there was not a level that we could use to define where to get in. It was again, it was supposed to be a short entry. If you look, the 915 candle is green, meaning that we are looking for a red reversal at the open. It did do that. You can see it's quite large, but we were already kind of at a high. There's no confirmation, no touch, no nothing over here in the overnight. So kind of hard for us to kind of pick the top on that one. But it did go down after the 915 green candle. So it did do kind of what it was supposed to do. And all it did, again, if you were looking for levels of confirmation, there's your levels of confirmation down below. So if anything, had you been looking for a long at the open, there's your 930 candle up top. It went down, it grabbed it. There's your confirmation and went back up again. So there was actually there was a long in this one, if you got it, but it was not an opening print based trade. So that's what I'm just trying to keep focused with the opening print type trades here. NQ, same thing. Yeah, 9:30, we're peaked high. 9:15 green candle, looking for a red candle afterwards. We got it. Again, based off of where we were, nothing in the near term that was confirmed that we can grab. The confirmation for this one was down here. We missed it, didn't go. So couldn't trade that one. YM, same thing. 9:15 was green, looking for red. It absolutely came down again. The confirmation's here, 2, 3, 4. That should not have broken. The next confirmation is sitting right here. Right, and the reason why this one isn't, because here's your confirmation right there, and then a hit again. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. It should not hold. It did not hold. Here's the next confirmation right here. There's your base. There's your one touch. There's your confirmation, and boom, there's your off to the races. So again, kind of a similar position, playing the opening retracement after everybody got short. They were like, "This is great data," and then got stopped out. There you go. There's your 1 to 3. So had you taken this one long, same thing. It's not an opening print, but very, very easy trade setup as well. I'm just looking for a untested confirmation entry. Yeah, same thing. Look, we knew we had something in 1919. 9:15 is a green candle, looking for red. Bam, big red back to the downside. 1, 2, kind of like 3 confirmations there. And there's nothing. The next one's not till down here. So this one missed as well. Right. There's your next level of confirmation. There's kind of one here, but it's been here, here, and here. So yeah. Russell's pretty much flat. Again, I think if the dollar continues to increase, we're below 1900 in the Russell. That's a big psychological level. Then go. Come on, go. You can go by yourself. You don't need that. You're a big boy now. To me, this is, again, being below 1900. They're going to talk about that. I think that grinds back down again, particularly in regards to preparing itself for tomorrow's PCE number. Yeah. Is there a great trade in there? Probably not. Let's see. Was there a way to kind of snipe this one getting in? Maybe. It depends, I guess, where you put your stop loss. It did come back. Depending on how much of a stop loss you put in there, it will continue. And overall, this is, again, 3 base. I'm out the other end. I don't like anything in there either. Where's there going to be big numbers at? Yeah, it's probably this. Right there. So, would have been a decent target, but yeah, I don't think there's enough room. No, not enough room before that one. Yeah, I think we probably end red and everything today. I don't know if we can get red in NQ. Red's the only one. We're up 1%. I don't know if we can get red there. YM's about to go red. And again, with a mirror wick here, the next time it punches through, I think this one goes. ES is not far behind. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. It should not hold. It should continue. If it comes back down below, I think if ES gets below 40.35, this one goes red and stays red for the day. Russell's already trying to make an attempt. It's got to be able to get through this area here. And again, decent level. It is a decent level, and we do have a confirmation stop in the news here, and it's at 50. So it'll have to battle, but I think being the most negative, once some of the other indices turn red, I think it always goes down. So big question is, I don't know if NQ can. I don't think NQ turns red. I think it's the only one that is up. I think everything else is a little bit red. So, all right, that's it. A little bit late today. Again, biggest thing we got to worry about tomorrow is obviously this. This is the preferred, the preferred gauge inflation, right? Expected to get higher, so we'll see. Natural gas came in, more or less as expected. Nothing crazy there. We'll see. There'll be a headline from this, right? I love this. Considers capping Russia diesel at $100 ahead of import ban, and EU plan would cap discounted Russian fuel exports at 45. There are plenty of people in the world that will take it. All right, let's go ahead and do the drawing. All right, so we got 7 in, 14 people in. We got one guy that's trying to buy the pot, the big blind. The big blind is going for the pot today. All right. So I'm going to close it down. I said no names. Winner of today's drawing is, do we believe in statistics or do we not? We do not. Wow, Jeff takes it with a 7%. And Jeff, I don't know if you won in 2023. I feel like, we're spreading it around. But look at that, right? Here, there you go. Here, take that one. Congratulations, Jeff. Look at that. Jeff takes it. Ernest had 7 in there. I was like, oh, Ernest has definitely got this one. With 7%, the percentages are so high. But Jeff took it. And again, whoops. That's how the cookie crumbles. Right there. Give him his 25. I don't like Jeff. I know, Ernest. Hey, Ernest, it wasn't neuro. That's all you got to say, right? It wasn't neuro. So, with that said, you can say, look, we're seeing decent reversals, right? We're finally seeing the dollar strength come back into the market. Again, you're seeing it in the euro, you're seeing it in the pound, you're seeing it here, you're seeing it against the Swiss, it's slow, seeing it in the Aussie finally. So it is coming in. It is coming in. Just a little bit slower than what many people thought. All right. So with that, I'm out of here for today. I'll be back on at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Don't forget, that is a big one. Look at that, the European market news. That's going to be the one that really determines, where the price is going to move for the day. So with that, I'm out of here. You guys have a good one. Again, apologize for Kip. He's good most of the time, but then sometimes I'm a grumpy boy. And it is what it is. So, all right. I will catch you guys tomorrow. You have a good one. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.